Okay, let's get down to business. To begin, we're looking at stuff. Back to the legal. Oh, that's rude. It's been too long. It hasn't changed in the slightest, though. And it's been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to stay so familiar. I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be as you left it. But it has been some 6 months, it's true. Oh! You're not like, doing it right away. Thanks for the host, Wolf Boy. So is your father... Is your father alright, Susie? What happened? my father? Yes, Professor Mikitova. I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why you went back to Japan. Because of the telegram you received saying he'd fallen ill with a very high fever for some unknown reason. That's right. So I was surprised to learn you'd be coming back so soon. Surprised but happy. I think I wrote about it in my letter to you. It was all a trick. My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved about that. Well, we're all delighted to have you back. It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually. It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Synopsium. The International Forensic... That's the same Synopsium Lord Strongheart mentioned. Anyway, I've arrived safe and sound, and all that matters is that I'm here now. After all, I haven't yet fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. Oh? Huh? You must tell us everything that happened while you were back in Japan. Yes, of course, I shall. And there's one other thing. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. About you-know-who. About Kazuma. I know. I'll tell you all I can. Alright, let's look at the shovel, or spade, or whatever. Thinking back, that spade's been in here since we first moved in, hasn't it? I'm sure I've told you before, Mr. Naruhodo. It's not a spade, it's a shovel. No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade. No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel. The Great Spade Shovel War rages on. Yeah. I see your Daruma still always has one eye filled in. Well, we agreed that it's something we do together, didn't we? We could do it right now if you'd like. I'd be happy with that. I'd rather like the anticipation, I think, Mr. Naruhodo. You see, I've been keeping my desk beautifully covered in papers as always. You must really tidy up all this, Tidy it all up, Mr. Naruhodo. It's no more excuses. But Miss Sato, the way I see it, all these papers building up on my desk like this are a reminder of my wonderfully diverse daily life. I like to leave them as they are, so I never forget how lucky I am to have such varied experiences. In that case, you should definitely have a thorough tidy. Then you'll be able to see your papers building up all over again and feel their joy renewed. Still can't beat her in an argument, even though I'm the lawyer here. I miss these two. You have water gently boiling on a stove, I see. It feels wrong somehow, if I can't hear the water bubbling away. And we have plenty of logs. It's not like I have to worry about paying for gas. It's important to open the window for fresh air when the fire's burning, though. You can't keep it closed just because it's cold outside. It could be a matter of life and death. Avoiding freezing winter air is a matter of life and death too, if you ask me. Oh well. Perhaps a nice cup of tea will warm you up later. Oh, I'm so looking forward to making you some tea again, Mr. Naruhodo. Which you'd think I wouldn't like, given that I'm not keen on bitter flavors, but it's a Sato sans tea. It's amazing what a little cake or something on the side can do. I would dearly love to serve you some sort of Japanese sweet alongside your matcha green tea. But I suppose that's simply not possible. given how long we've been staying here in London. Well, I do like the little chocolates you put with my tea. They go wonderfully. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you would, wouldn't you? That gives me a warm glow inside for some reason. Your room through here, there seems to be exactly as you left it. I've never been inside. I've never been invited. Of course not. Only Iris is allowed in my room. No doubt I'll be hearing the two giggling away in there again. Then, hey, as things should. I'm so pleased to see all the sea creatures doing so well in the aquarium. Yes, the prawns are still swimming and the anemones are still swaying. Obviously, I've been looking after them carefully. At first, I used to drool whenever I looked at those juicy prawns, but not anymore. Nope. They're like a part of the family now. I don't suppose they'll ever know how close they were to meeting their maker. I mean, would it be for the best they don't know? It must be about a year now. I wrote a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of the Hurley's greatest exploits. I called it The Hound of the Baskervilles. But then Mr. Sholmes forbade me from publishing it, and put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it. So nobody knows anything about it, apart from Hurley and I. But for some reason, you knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie? Yeah, that is the crazy thing. Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hounds of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. Yeah. Yeah, how did she know? And you wouldn't tell me. How did you come to know it? Yes, but I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? I think it's time. Oh? Oh! I'm only sorry I've had to keep it from you for so long, Iris. Oh boy. It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study and I saw something in his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, The Hound of the Baskervilles. What? My Baskerville story? Of course, I had no idea what it was at the time. But Father came in and... Susanna, what are you doing? Oh, Father, did you look at those papers? No, I simply read the label, that's all. Well, put it out of your mind. Sorry? Forget it you ever saw it, and certainly don't tell anybody else about this. Oh, boy. Do you understand? Oh boy, what the heck? But what was Iris's manuscript doing in Japan? I had no idea, but when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville in that day, the title just slipped out. I would never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholmes' exploits. What is going on? When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions, and there was no sign of the big box in his office. That's really all I know about it. I have no doubt that Father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still. I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you. Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie. Okay, it's time to... Well... You're still taking good care of that armband, I see. I'm so pleased. Well, yes, it feels like I wouldn't be me without it, now to be honest. Oh dear, there seems to be a thread coming loose just there. Look. I'll maybe only too happy to mend it for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, thank you. I must have scraped it against something again. I am always doing that. Then take better care of it, please. It was all going so well until I ruined it. Oh boy, we got a lot of things. When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely. That awful trial. Oh, yes, for the murder of Giselle Brett. Oh. Oh, ooh, you dressed as a man there, then, didn't you, Susie? Oh, well, yes. Since women are forbidden in the courtroom, I had no choice. Wow, amazing! I wish I'd seen it, don't you, Runo? Yes, I suppose so. I want to play at being a lawyer now. I could wear a fake mustache, maybe. I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Mrs. Sato. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikitoba summoned you back to Japan. You said in your letter that it was something to do with that convict's loot we found in Mr. Natsume's lodgings. That's right, the very large dog collar we found with a bee emblem on it. It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet. Why would that be, then? Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during the time. But he refuses to tell me what it was, and then I intend to find the answers for myself. And I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Oh, Susie. That's a very meaningful look, Susie. Like Susato's giving Iris there. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that synopsium too. I think he said that the investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend. Yes, and from Japan, my father and Judge Jigoku have been invited. It's something of an honor, I believe. Well, Professor Mikitoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country, after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say? Yes, His Excellency Judge Seishiro Jigoku. You've met him, Mr. Naruto. Last year, in the Supreme Court. You can't possibly have forgotten. Yep, the first judge to ever be given a name. Oh my gosh. That terrible trial of yours when you were accused of murder. Yes, I try to think of that as a positive turning point in my life these days. Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial. Uh-huh. If I'm perfectly honest, I'd be happy never to see that man's face again in my life. Oh, well, anyway, as Father was invited to Zenopsu, he agreed to me returning to Britain too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. So I pleaded with him that and in the end he agreed to me going out ahead. Yes, about the Synopsium, it seems as though Lord Strongheart has put in an awful lot of work to make it happen. It's obviously very important. I believe it is, yes. As I understand it, Lord Strongheart organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of Attorney General, the most senior position in the British justice system. He's hoping to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what Father said anyway. Apparently, it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition. Does Professor Mikitoba know Lord Strongheart personally then? I wonder. Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday, but I sort of lost the will to live early on and generally didn't listen to much of it. Mood! I'm trying for you. Yeah, Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett. The woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, Giselle Brett. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live. The extraordinary thing is, though, it seems it's a name we should all forget. Sorry? Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that an English woman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist. Why? Didn't exist? But how could that be? It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin, and she wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front. Front? Who on earth was she then? Miss A. Shin. Her name is literally all our intelligence services. have been able to ascertain about her. No one knows why or even how she came into to be in Japan. It's a complete mystery. But the wait, mission, like mission. But that makes no sense. It's so easy to have to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. What could the woman have been up to? I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing I can be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand. And now she's been killed, while all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered. I'm afraid so. A Shin. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? A Shin. A Shin? Huh. After my friend Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange. Yeah. I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on in that visiting student's fate. Nobody here in Japan knows about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, and then he died on the steamship, and they don't never. Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later, I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama. What did you learn? Nothing. After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed through the care of the consulate staff there. Should have been. Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. What? It just disappeared. What? Are you for real? Are you for real? Kazuma's body just disappeared? It just vanished? Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown, except Kazuma-sama isn't there. Did Professor Mikitoba know about this? Yes, it would seem that he did, but he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak. I just don't believe it. And what is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? Looking back now, some of the things that happened on the Esperia were definitely strange. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be that he's actually still alive? Stop it, Mr. Naruhodo. It's too much to bear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Just thinking about the possibility pains me so very much. Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Sholmes was there, wasn't he? And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly. You're right. So if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Sholmes had lied to us. But there's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing. I suppose that's true. Yes. What is going on? The idea that he might still be alive somewhere and wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it, because if it turns out to be not be true, then I'd be back in the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. I'm terrified of what that might do to me. And Mrs. Sato, I know she's given the idea of the thought it deserves. It's the Sato we were talking about after all, so I probably shouldn't push it now. Oh my gosh. So, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm ready to start investigating it if you are. Alright, let's do it. I committed every detail about the crime to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxwork Museum as well. So you're fully abreast of the situation already, Mr. Sato. I didn't expect anything less, to be honest. I wouldn't think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Drebber, the engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick. Yes, a conjurer of sorts, by the sound of it, well known in the fields of science and magic. Then we need to go and arrest him. Well, yes. he must know the truth behind this case, so I agree we really need to find the man. It sounds like it's a case of tracking someone down. Which is the job of the police, or a great detective. Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? We don't have much time, so we're gonna need to get started straight away, I think. Good idea. Well, best of luck then. Oh, you're not coming today? I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the herb market. But let me know later on how you got on, won't you? Alrighty. That was a little abrupt. The pull of the herb market must be strong. Let's go to the suite. Because we have to check the board. This blackboard is where Iris scribbles down her latest ideas, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, she seems to have drawn a lot of little stick figures all lined up. Look. Cheap apples at the market is what all of them say. What? Those little figures can speak? All your questions would be answered if only you would read this month's Rants magazine. So I'm the only one who can't make any sense of this. That's Iris' wonderful collection of medicines, potions, and chemicals. Just looking at all that little bottles she squeezed onto the shelves. Yes, they're all little charming little ribbons tied around the bottles too. But the labels aren't quite so charming, are they? This one here reads deadly poison. Oh, I've been so excited about the idea of helping Iris with her experiments, you know. Just try to avoid any bottles labeled deadly poison or highly explosive. All sorts of things on the shelf. Chemistry apparatus, blends, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It all keeps up so high that I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment. It looks as though it might topple, and yet it doesn't. Yep, the epitome of Mr. Sholmes' brilliance. I don't get it. As it happens, I'm quite well practiced when it comes to stacking shelves myself. Just the other day, the shelf in my office finally gave way under the strain, though. It looks as though it might topple, and it does. Yes, the epitome of your disarray. I really don't get it. Okay, we've seen that one before. I thought we brought up the big metal case that Mr. Sholmes and Iris use at the coffee table. Isn't it where Iris keeps her very important papers? It is. You'd think they'd treat it with a little more care, really, but only the other day I saw Mr. Sholmes kick it. Oh no! I suppose something must have been frustrating him. What a shame to mistreat the furniture, though. Was it damaged? The chest was fine, but Mr. Sholmes was doddled up on the floor for almost 10 minutes. Oh dear. That is a painful tale. That'll teach you for kicking Chess-kun. Oh? Who's that? Oh, who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart? I wonder. I've never seen her before. Oh? Ah, the young champion of the Heart Court. You have some success this morning, I understand? And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. Oh, you mean because of Professor Harebrain's experiment? Sham science being demonstrated at London's great exhibition, the country's been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrabbling to respond. Lord Van Zykes is in the Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. The special suspension that prevents investigation of the scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time. It's scrap metal now, is it? Until later then, Lord Strongheart. Yes, thank you. Who is that? She's very... who was that? That was Dr. Courtney Scythe, like Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner. She's leading the forensic investigation team handling of this case. She was just delivering her report of the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About Mr. Asman. Following the outcome, of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to like, reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensic laboratory. Ah, right. Now, what you're here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time, so he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. Well, well, okay, let's talk. What exactly is a forensic investigation team that you mentioned before? The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created a forensic investigation team a year ago now, unofficially of course, to pave the way. Goodness, a year ago? At next month's Synopsium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensics division. Excuse me, I'm gonna grab my slip. I need to get my slippers real quick. So, pardon me. Just reaching for my slippers, and now I'm nice and warm, nice and cozy. And once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer dearly. What do you mean? For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. But London's scum is about to be rounded up and burnt in the fires of hell. I intend to see it personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known to protect our honor and our future. I hope it's not like the pre-crime division or something like that. Like Minority Report. Look at those eyes, like he means every word. Dr. Scythe is an extremely reliable coroner. When I officially establish the forensic division at Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. Now then, speaking of the Synopsium, Miss Mikitoba. Oh, yes, my lord. Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan. Yes, that's right. I understand he will arrive at the beginning of the next month. Are you acquainted, Lord Stronghearth? With Professor Mikitoba, I mean. It was many years ago now, but yes. I remember Dr. Mikitoba very well. Oh. If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago, now that your father came to British as a visiting student. It was the year I was born, so yes, 16 years ago in fact. Mikitoba was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jigoku accompanied him as a young promising judge. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. Punctiliousness? Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. I didn't think that you were. Dr. Mikitoba studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals, Dr. Sinner's. And if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Scythe was also there, as it happens. Then Dr. Scythe knows my father, does she? She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. But I've no doubt they each knew each other superficially. After all, Dr. Mikitoba was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total. 6 years? That's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it? I lived with my grandmother those years. So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years. Huh. You know, it seems kind of run in the family. It kind of seems to run in this game, where fathers just kind of run off to like go overseas after their daughters are born. Like kind of messed up. It was a rather turbulent time at home. Oh, perhaps father wanted a reason to get away. What do you mean? Why? Well, clearly something was going on at the time. Oh, that's unfortunate. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Nex, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say it was the very incident that gave rise to the Reaper. What? Why? When his brother Clint Van Zykes was murdered, it was just after young Barrack had graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor, when obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing. Rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. Londoners started to say that whenever Barrack von Zieks went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind. That's metal as heck. Oh my word. So, Lord Van Zykes isn't the Reaper. It's the ghost of his brother? Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles. But very capable and probably the best prosecutor they have. Oh yes, Liv Strongheart. Go ahead. It's about Professor Harebrain's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains if possible. Are you well versed in science then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all until recently. Well, the special dispensation legally preventing the investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. Within a few hours, the science team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. I suppose until then, there's no harm in you looking at the wreckage, as long as you touch nothing. Thank you. Being able to look at it is better than nothing. And I'll be able to see it too. Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls. We are extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord. I have important matters to attend to in preparation for the synopsium, you understand. Alright, well. Well, we're off to go somewhere else. But I gotta pee. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright. And I'm gone again. Alright, okay, I'm back. Alrighty. Alright then. Well, let's get to it. So, I guess we could go to the prison. We'll just keep going down the list. Oh my gosh! Hey, poor guy. He must have really been broken up by that. What's he doing? Oh my, the whole wall cell is covered in mathematical equations! And he's still writing more now! Professor, sorry to interrupt. Mr. Naruhodo, who's this young lady? My name is Susato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Oh, if only I'd met a refined young woman like you sooner. None of this would have happened. No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all. Oh dear, I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you. I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you in the end, the court this morning. Oh no, nine. The whole miserable affair. It all happened because I'm such a complete and utter clot. Professor Hairbrain, what have you been working on in your cell? Oh, what do you mean by that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I'm suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The one was all I had on hand. Oh, is it some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, kinesis maybe. 9, actually. No, this is my autobiography. Your autobiography! Are you kidding me? Oh, I was diddled and fiddled by Albert Hairbrain, and I found I can represent my odd fortunes with only odd numbers in an ambitious set of simultaneous odd equations. Really? I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine, you'll see. So, it is going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1. An odd birth, an odd upbringing. You can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talked a little more about the case? Oh, yes, of course. I've been working through the numbers. I was fiddled by a pan of them. My husband, and then illuminated drama. We're not going to have to sit through the explanation of all these equations, are we? This man, I swear. Everything I believed in has turned out on its head. My research, Mr. Asmund, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even. I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way. No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. No, of course you didn't. But in court this morning, I realized something. Huh? If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you are aware of it or not. Ignorance is poor excuse. The blame still lies with me. Oh, Professor. He believed me this morning, you know. And Benedict did. He believed in my hypothesis. Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing its case. No, Eric wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it. Did he? I think I understand now. Why it was he decided to take on the prosecution of my trial, I mean. Because he couldn't take on the defense for you? After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even. I feel like I dealt some kind of fishing blow there. So if any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anybody other than Varag, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis a complete and utter nonsense. And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor. Exactly, which would have been a worse fate than death for me. Barrack insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish. You think that's why he... I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul. But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he? Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it. There's some flaws in it. And what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start? I'm sorry to say, that does seem to be likely, yes. When I first met him, he introduced him as a wealthy financier. He looked over the paper I've written and said my work would benefit all of humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused. He was so emphatic. But in reality, he was a mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems. Hey, I still can't believe it. As the machine was essentially a set decoration for stage magic. It probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually. But the scale of it, it wasn't just some trick. It was a very elaborate elaborate feat of deception. All the young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal. But none of us have any money! We want to do research, but we can't afford it! Many of us take our barely legal part-time work to try just a few measly pennies to carry on. To go through all that, only to be taken for a complete fool. It's too rotten to believe. It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Mr. Aspen is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer. Mr. Enoch Drebber. Is he an engineer or a magician? Or a swindler? It was about a year ago when Mr. Aspen first brought Drebber to meet me at my laboratory. Since then I met him many times to discuss details about the kinesis machine. But at no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist. Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist. What do you mean? He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question the man's genuine scientist. He's instantly apparent in conversation. I see. But if the wretched man deceived you, Professor, it's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice. Are there no more clues you can give us to his whereabouts? I'm sorry, we only ever discussed the kinesis machine, nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop. But it was an enormous fabrication laboratory where he constructed a great machine. Why did you mention this before? Enoch Drebber's workshop. There's every chance we might find the man there. Where is it? You've been to Drebber's place of work then? Yes, just once, you understand. It was an enormous place. Plenty of room to construct the kinesis machine, you see. Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance we'll find Drebber there. Well, yeah, definitely. I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all. I'm so sorry. I was more than half expecting that. Yeah. You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there. He blindfolded you? He wasn't taking any chances at it. And yet you still believed him. The place was incredible. The pinnacle of modern engineering. The oil he used was the very best. A special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Ah, the indescribable scent of that imported oil. Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formula and use that instead. Everyone would go on fire. What do you think, Mr. Sato? Own a machine for your next birthday? I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Nahato. I'm not sure I'd like to start with that. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of perfume is just no. I don't suppose you even know what part of the workshop address, Professor. You don't have a business card for Mr. Drebber, for example. The man was clearly very cautious, Mr. Sato. I'm sure he would never have. Aha! Yes, I do. He gave me his business card once. It's right here. Look. What? Let me see that. Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you? Enoch Drebber, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address. No, oh well. Can't say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. At least we have some way of showing name, or asking people names. Mr. Herman, what do you make of this?
Oh, yes, that's what we need to prove my hypothesis, isn't it?
No, it's nothing to do with your hypothesis, actually.
But take it to there. I don't want to be bothered with anything that doesn't exist by science.
Alright, keep your abundant hair on. Yeah. Well, we can't go to the prosecutor's office. Why don't we check out the experimentation stage? Maybe we might run into Gina again. Yeah, those guys are still there. Oh, hey! There she is. I had no idea there were so many people in the world. I know what you mean. It's really packed in here today. It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds to this point. Has it? I shut my brain down, so I didn't really notice, to be honest. Gosh, I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruto. Same. There you are. I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before long. Oh, Inspector Gregson. I see you're hard as usual. Well, greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since we last met. What's with all the ceremony? We've just saw each other in court this morning. Not you, Sunshine. The gentlewoman so loyally at your side. Oh, why, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice. He might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart, I suppose. I mean, at least he shows respect to women, at least, so... Or at least... the 19th century, or the 18th century... the 20th century version of respect, I guess. I don't know! As you probably guessed, we're hoping to investigate the scene some more. Right, well, that's the young training's domain. Oi, get over here, Gina.
He's playing with a doggy.
He's a duck. She seems to be busy playing with a puppy. Probably giving it a traditional East End training. Gina? She's a police officer now? Amazing, isn't it? She's a good kid, actually. Heart's in the right place, actually. Anyway, she got the detection bug, if you ask me. Yep, I think she'll follow in my footsteps nicely. What do you mean? I'm being transferred. It's time for me to say toodaloo to London. Oh no, really? That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? We'll come see how you're getting along. Not likely. But you're welcome to try, if you don't mind a trip to France, that is. France? I'll be working in the Paris police prefecture. Should be right up my alley.
But France? It's an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there?
That's the way the adult world works sometimes. Now don't go poking at your nose where it's not wanted. I'm intending to take a kid with me when I go.
What? You're taking Gina to Paris?
Well, I can't leave her here in London. Who knows what would become of her? I suppose it's where she'd slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses. I don't think he's worried about a pickpocketing Mr. Naruto. I think he's worried about the Reaper. Oh, of course. So that's playing on Inspector Gregson's mind too, is it? Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina. So don't go blabbing, you hear me? No, of course not. I gotta keep that Dive and Diva safe and sound. Until all this is over, at least. Oi, did you just call me a bloomin' Dive and Diva again? So you heard that, did ya? Right, well, any questions about the scene, you can put them to my capable Detective Diva here. Alright, you're the boss. It's Mr. Lestrange in charge here now. I suppose I'd better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, Gina, you've got a new dog, have you? Doggy! Excuse me. Isn't he great? Toby's his name. Oh, delightful. He's absolutely adorable.
I'm still a cat person. And a cat person. Yeah, the dog does seem lovely, but it's not so lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. What the heck? Why did that change? Gina, we were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. It's a Serenity, you can do what you like. Oh, that's alright, is it? I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here. Ah, yes, Toby. Doing your job, but hey, she's a good kid. The machine that exploded must be at the top of the stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind, sorry, you can't go up this stairs. Oh. It's like I told Otto yesterday, even I ain't allowed near that wreck. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it? The Special Dispensers for Scientific Improvement Act? Is that what you're thinking of? That's the one. And while why only them lot are allowed to investigate it, what are they called again? The forensic something. A forensic investigation team? Is that what you're thinking of? That's the one, yeah. But isn't it the case that special suspension has been lifted? I think so. I don't really get it, but truthfully with you, if you're supposed to get permission from some bigwig, or you're still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? Lord Strange something. I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps. That's the one, yeah. Apparently, he's always watching the time or something. Actually, we've just recently seen to see Lord Strongheart. Eh? You what? You met him? The last time the boss was going to go see him. He won 3 hours at the Cubs' office and came back sniveling. Tragic. Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene, as long as we touch nothing. Oh yeah? Honestly. Alright then, go ahead. But if it turns out you're lying, it'll be the boss who gets it. He'll never eat another chip again in his life. So, you're still saying all this is above board, are you? I'm sure everything will be fine. That really would be tragic. Alright then, down the stairs. Off you go. Oh, thank you, Gina. I guess it changed because we talked to Lord Strongheart already. It was great, wasn't it? I had a right laugh. It was a new one on me that, you know, being in court and not spending the whole time worrying about to be found out. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all your previous court appearances, didn't you? Yeah, the orders made things odd for me every single time and all. Just do my job, Gina. But watching someone get it in the neck, it's a lot of fun actually. It was amazing when you showed up the dodgy professor's dodgy experiment was a total fix. The dodgy professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Darhar's client. Yes, I'm starting to wish he wasn't, though. The boss I feel sorry. It's the boss I feel sorry for, setting off to do the impossible. What do you mean? He's supposed to arrest the other cub, ain't he? And in time for tomorrow and all. You know, the dodgy engineer. What's his name again? Mr. Trevor, you mean? Enoch Trevor? That's the one, yeah. So the police are looking for this mysterious man with a black monocle. I guess that might be. It's putting too much on the boss if you ask me. Ace said it's giving him gut ache. Oh dear, but I do wonder if that isn't actually from all the fried food. Yeah. So Scotland Yard are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Trevor. I wonder if they had any luck. He's really funny looking, got 2 eyes, don't match. Still a glimpse of a picture of him earlier. I mean, I didn't actually pinch it or nothing. I mean, the old devil's got it. Sorry, who? You know, the Scowling Reapers or what's always lugging down glasses of that blood red plonk. Ah, Lord Van Legs. He's always adding for me that cub. Don't always scowling about mind. Probably wouldn't have probably would have been a good boss as it goes. She'd rather be a Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee. The way I see it, if that choice is between a chip-building detective and a chalice-lugging demigod, you're equally badly off with both. I think you'd probably be safer with the Reaper, since the Reaper won't kill you. I suppose you're right, I hadn't thought of it like that. Let me put that one to bed. Anyway, the point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fishy engineer. But there don't seem to be any clues to go on, so they're stuck. There's nothing that can lead us to Trevor at all. Where did you find that little mutt then, Gina? Oi, don't be so flaming rude, Otto. Slight overreaction, don't you think? It ain't no mutt, alright. Toby's, how they put it. Oh yeah, a bona fide detective. Sorry? I give it a proper title and all. Chief Inspector Toby to you. More senior than Inspector Gregson, is he? Oh, so he's a police dog, is he? The police recruit dogs now? I've heard that they've already been used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell, after all. I have a fairly good sense of smell myself as it happens. I like to sniff. Like, I can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. That's just common sense! That's nothing compared to this even, fellow Otto. Oh, really? According to what the boss said, one Toby has got a good whiff of your drawers, and you could chance to send it to the other side of the world. What? To the other side of the world? You mean you can swim? Mr. Naruto, I think you may have missed the point by a rather wide margin. I just can't believe this little dog has such an incredible skill. I'm telling you, Otto, there's gonna be more dogs doing a bit to the police in the future. Yes, I agree. Yeah, like Missile. Right, one of these days, they'll be barking orders at us lot, not the other way around. Oh dear, sorry Gina, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much. Well anyway, whatever you think about that, Toby is Britain's first police dog. I found him down east the other day, so someone said chucked him out on the street. Poor baby. Here you go, I knew she lifted him from somewhere. Oh, Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals. Hey, I was wondering. Gina, would you take a look at... Oh, where'd it go? What the? There's no smudge here. I think perhaps it's machine oil. Ah, yes, possibly. Professor Harebrain mentioned something about the oil Mr. Driver uses, didn't he? He said it was specially imported, very high quality, that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Yes, that's right, but more importantly, that's more fragrant than the finest perfume, so excuse me a moment. Oh, it doesn't appear to have any scent at all. Don't worry, I expect that just because there's such a tiny amount on here. Okay, there we go. Now I think we could probably be like, hey, yo, hey, Gina, can you, about this, Gina. Yeah, I'm still letting me letters at the moment. I only know A to E, so if it ain't too much bleeding trouble. Actually, Gina, it's the back of the card that's important. Eh? How come? It's just a dirty little smudge on the back, that's all. It turns out that this is a very high-quality French machine oil. It has very particular scent, apparently. You don't say! Let's have a whiff, then! You sure? I don't smell nothing. No, we didn't mean that you should smell it! Oh, right. You mean Toby. The sense of smell is so good he can track people over the oceans, can't he? Professor Harebrained informs us that this oil is unique to Mr. Drebber's workshop. I think he's picked up a scent. So you mean, if he follows the scent of this oil, Toby could lead us to that dodgy Cub's workshop? That's right. That's exactly what we're hoping for. Alright then, we'll give it a go. I'll just borrow that. What? Wait, why did you... What's a pickpocket? If I can lead everyone to the driver's workshop, I'll be the boss's boss before next week. Oh, yes, Gina. I'm sure you'll be promoted. Poor Gregson. But hey. Right then, I'll leave it to me. Sorry? We're gonna get going after that dodgy engineer cub right this minute. Oh, but hang on. Someone's supposed to be on guard duty at the time. I'm afraid we can't help. We need to get on with the investigation as well, Gina. Oh, right. Oh well, never mind. It ain't gonna be me who gets it in the neck. It'll be the boss. Poor Gregson again. Ready, Toby? Get that old scent, have ya? Come on then, boy. See you later. And she's gone. I do hope the scent of that oil leads into the Swindler's workshop. Yeah. Yes, I hope so too. Ideally before the dog swims across the Channel to France. Here's the scorching on the ground you mentioned, and that's what's left the green balloon's envelope. All clear evidence of the balloon that exploded on the day of that incident. Poor Professor Harebrained. I do feel sorry for him that his dreams have been shattered like this. Someone's well and truly burst his bubble, as it were. Ouch, I'm a bad person. Yeah, you're a really bad person. Yeah. The Crystal Tower. I can't believe I'm seeing it in such close proximity with my own eyes. You've been really looking forward to the great exhibition, haven't you, Mrs. Sato? Oh yes, when I found out that I had to return to Japan, I'm afraid I cursed my luck. But here you are, back in London, gazing up at the magnificent tower. I know. Perhaps I was wrong to curse my luck so harshly. Oh, right. If we're going to do that, we need to do... Okay. The stairs lead up to the experimentation stage. Let's go and see what we can find. 23rd October. Great Exhibition Grounds Experimentation Stage. Oh my, so this is a machine. That was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place. Yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. It's a little worse for wear at the moment. What extraordinary lengths Professor Harebrained went in order to obtain the research grant. No, the professor was tricked as well. He didn't know anything about it. Yes, of course. It is amazing, though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British. You're right about that. You'd never see such a great deception in Japan, that's for sure. Oh, look, is that? Oh! Lord Van Zykes. So, I think we're more or less done here, aren't we? Shall we, Mrs. Sato? Already? He is the Reaper, remember? We do remember to give our anything. We have permission to be here from the top. We're perfectly well allowed to investigate this machine. As long as we don't touch anything from the top. Do you mean Lord Strongheart? Yeah, exactly. So we can stay here and stare at the wreckage for as long as we like. She could have been at the center of the explosion here, and it wouldn't have been better. She could have been at the center of the explosion here, and it wouldn't have been her steel will. What a terrible explosion it must have been. Even the steel grinders have buckled and twisted in the blast. And what they call the birdcage was right in the middle of it all. Just here. But look at it, Mr. Naruto, that metal grill on the floor. It looks as though it's designed to open. It does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened at the precise moment of the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight. I don't think there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there? Yeah. Oh, isn't it exhilarating? All the different architecture from all corners of the world. It does make you feel like a bit of an explorer, doesn't it? I know it's all a bit subjective, but the onion-shaped roofs have rather caught my attention personally. It is very subjective, isn't it? Japanese buildings with their wood and paper construction have excellent ventilation, and I've realized that British buildings being made from brick and stone are very strong and long-lasting. The more you know about how things are done in other countries, the more you understand your own, I feel. Oh yes, I do agree with you there. But I can't help wondering what an onion does for the roof of a building. I mean, I suppose it's playing on my mind because I don't like the taste of onions. You really oughtn't let your taste in vegetables dictate your taste in roofs, Mr. Naruto. This wasn't here yesterday. Really? But if I'm not mistaken, it's the cage in which the victim was standing before he apparently beamed through the air. That's right, the birdcage. According to what Professor Harebrained said in court, it's made of wood. More precisely, Japanese cypress, I think. And despite having been in an explosion and then falling from a great height, it's relatively unharmed. What wonderfully durable construction, wouldn't you say, Mr. Naruto? I understood the forensic investigation team had taken it away yesterday to examine it. I suppose they must have brought it back here when they'd finished their work. But sadly not with the body inside it. No, that's right. I know we were given strict instructions to not touch anything, but still, this is too important a piece of evidence to overlook. We might need it for the trial. So we're just gonna take the entire birdcage and put it in our pants. Okay, gotcha. That's a quote. That's a quote. Anyway, Ferris wheel. I hear that a ride on a Ferris wheel is a favorite romantic outing among young London couples. I think the romance would be slightly spoiled by the object terror personally, but then I'm not a Londoner. Come on, are you a little scared of heights, Mr. Naruto? It's not that I'm scared, not at all. It's just that staying on the ground seems so much safer. Well, perhaps I shall have to ask Iris and Mr. Schultz to accompany me on it in that case. When you put it like that, part of me does want to give it a try. Oh dear, it is complicated for you, isn't it? Huh. Least approachable man in the world, winner 10 years in a row. Be strong, Mr. Naruto. Your country and your assistant stand firm behind you. Lord of Ice. What? Well, a beautiful weather we're having, isn't it? I thought it was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently, your Japanese are unequipped to read the signs. Oh, I read them. So what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited. Ah, well, the thing is, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate, on the condition that we didn't disturb anything. And yet you've managed to disturb me. Ah, never mind, state your business then. Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Van Zykes about. Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's nothing to do with this. Ask away, Mr. Naruto, you won't know until you try, unless you try. So about your brother, oh no. So, Clint. What's the name of your older brother, I understand, Lord Van Zykes? You need the maze, I always have to be on guard when you're around. So, you've been investigating me, have you? Oh, no, it's not like that. Well, alright, it is a bit like that. My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was a pride of the Van Zykes family, but tragically, a vicious killer took him from us. Professor, you mean? It's something funny. That's the extent of what you've discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised. Sorry, there's more to it then. Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it? You're too kind. Are you going to tar all Japanese with the same brush next? So tell me, what's your interest in that historic incident? As it happens, Lord Van Zykes, there's a rather curious case that's come to our attention. Are you aware that Madame Tussbell's museum of waxwork by any chance? I am, naturally. I believe that since last month, I feature in one of the displays there for public scorn. Of course, the infamous Reaper of the Bailey would have to be exhibited, wouldn't he? Well, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place and held for ransom. A particular waxwork, which... Wait, you mean... Yes, it's the professor. Mr. Schultz is investigating the case as we speak. I was unaware of that. I was unaware of that. He's turned as white as a sheet. Are the police trying to locate the engineer, Mr. Driver already? Surely that goes without saying. We're very keen to see him found as well. The trouble is we don't have much to go on aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier. Which, according to Professor Hairbrain, was of a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle. That sounds like the killer. Right, so I was just wondering, I mean, I realize it's probably not possible, but we much appreciate any clues you can give us. Wow, Sada-san really knows how to take a bull by the horns. And just grind the horns until it moves. Fine, why not? I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago. Wait, what? Though it appears he already had that black monocle at the time. Wait, that kind of looks like her. What? Oh, nothing. I was just surprised that you shared that with us. We all need the man's testimony in court tomorrow, which means we have to do everything we possibly can to track him down in a short time available. So why wouldn't I show you the photograph? Oh, hi, Jonathan. What is it about Lord Van Zykes? Sometimes I just can't work him out at all. Look at this. Look at this graph. A photograph, bro. Whatever. Ah! Oh, hi, hey, my dude. Ah, the file requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you. Are you alright? Who is this man, Mr. Naruhodo? Lord Manzak's apprentice, apparently. So I'm not the only one. Sato-san could see it too. Lord Van Zykes, may we speak with your apprentice for a moment? With him? Why? Kazuma-sama! Kazuma? Kazuma? What? What the? Yeah, really, it was really cool, but I don't believe it. Your posture, your presence, it can only be... It's you, isn't it, Kazuma-sama? I felt something strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure, as if I knew him somehow. Can it really be you, Kazuma? Wait! Too late. What's going on here? I'm kind of surprised I mean, like last time, like during the last investigation, I joked that was going to be Kazuma, and we haven't really had definitive proof of that yet. But just, whew, I mean, my first thought, like for some like I was joking when I said that Kazuma was the cloaked figure, but I was like, I quickly wrote it off. But now everyone's saying it. Like, what the frick? Like. Wait, like, what is your interest in my apprentice exactly? Act as if you know the man or something. Well, since when has he been in your care? I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago. Lord Strongheart introduced him to me about 3 months ago now, with the instructions to mentor him as a prosecutor. But he didn't tell you why, did he? Yeah, you better do that. The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. He's forgotten every last detail about himself. Oh, frick. Oh, no. Not the amnesia. He has amnesia? Tomorrow, he will appear in court at my side. What? He is to serve as my judicial assistant, on Lord Strongheart's orders. He'll be in court with us? Now then, unless I'm... Yeah! Like, I'm like, I've always wondered, like, what kind of wanted to see that. Like, wanted to see the prosecution have an assistant. Like, or have someone by their side. Or, I mean, because, like, I actually had, like, ideas for, ideas written down for, what my idea for a prosecutor for Ace Attorney game would be. And that would be a pair of twins. Like a very, like a pair of twins, like, one boy, one girl, who, who both, have their different, both have, provide different points of view or different sides to their arguments. And for some reason, I always wrote the girl as a sadist. Cause I don't know. Cause, I don't know, sadist prosecutors just happen, I guess. Anyway, now that, I believe the conversation has run its course. Oh, yes, thank you. I definitely saw a reaction there. When Sato-san called out like that, it really seemed like it hit a nerve. She called out Kazuma-sama. Oh my gosh. If this is actually Kazuma, then holy cow. But I'm just like, how? How did it all happen? Like, I'm just wondering how the heck they were even able to sneak him off. You'd already met that masked man, hadn't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, yesterday, in fact, at Lord Van Zyk's office. I see. Ah. And if Kazuma-sama really is still alive, it means that Mr. Sholmes lied to us. I know. We're going to need to speak to him about that. You're going to have to leave now. Huh? Forensic investigation team are due to arrive shortly. If they find you here, it will cause problems. What sort of problems? Like, yeah, something like that. Like, just like sort of just have like convince one of them of like, or like they both have their own like agendas or just their own theory, like own separate theories, and just like sort of get one of them on board and then to force the other to cooperate or something like that, like or stuff like that, or even just like someone that like whispers in the ear and just be like, by the way, like or that like or the assistant would just be like the one that just brings up the new information or like the updated or brings in the updated information and stuff like that, like foreign affairs problem. Well, we could do without that. All right, well we'll be on our way. Let's go, Mrs. Sato. Of course. Oh boy. And I'm sorry to have to say that I have to use the bathroom again. So much water I've been drinking. Be right back. Anyway, I'm right. Okay, I'm back. All right. So let's gonna move on. I guess let's go to Madame Tussbell's. It's just next on the list. Oh my, no wonder it's called the House of Horrors. Oh, Chief Inspector Toby's adorable. Even if I am a cat person. But, I mean, it does give me a chance to practice my barking. As well as my hissing. Anyway, I'd like to turn on my heels and go straight home via the confectionery. Being scared makes you crave sweets, I can understand that. I was looking forward to a reunion after 6 months away, but There's no sign of Mr. Sholmes anywhere. That's strange. He should be here investigating the abduction of the waxwork. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Ah yes, the heavy curtains in the middle of the House of Horrors. Whatever's on the other side of them, you just know it's going to be terrifying, don't you? The sign says that it's Madame Tusquel's special exhibit. It seems you have to pay extra to go inside. I know, Can you believe that? Paying more money as if we weren't scared enough already. It's not my doing, Mr. Naruto. He's not even there. Sad. This one posture reveals his weakness. Sorry? The killer stance leaves him wide open to attack. I'm quite sure I could see him off. Then a Sasada takedown, and then a Sasada squash, then finally a Sasada smash. Right. And if that doesn't render the culprit unconscious, a Sasada slam should finish him. A Sasada slam? Oh, I'm sorry, it's rather hard to explain. Leave yourself open slightly, and I'll demonstrate. Absolutely not! That old policeman isn't here now, obviously. I still can't believe he just happened to be on the jury, though. I understood that London had a population of 6 million people, and yet... You do seem to run into the same people disproportionately often, don't you? I mean, you gotta get violent when when you're scared. Or something, I don't know. Oh, what a horrifying scene! A murderer caught in the grisly act! I know, and in case you were wondering, it's the one with the big knife that's supposed to be the killer. I don't think anybody would be in any doubt about that, surely. And did you know that according to the description, the bathtub at the back has no particular significance? What? Really? I would have thought it was meant to show that the killer also worked at a bathhouse peddling criminal wares. Why? We have a new theory. Like, it's just a bathtub? It's just a bathtub. It's just like it's just a chair. It's just a chair. Anyway, forensic laboratory. Or forensic laboratory. I believe this is it. Dr. Science Laboratory. The chemical smell is really assaults the nose, and there's plenty to assault the eyes in here too. It looks as though the doctor isn't here, but we're here now, so we might as well do some sightseeing, don't you think? Wait, ladder in the background. We could just have a look around and be careful not to upset any restless souls. Ladder. Where's the ladder? 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 I don't see the ladder. Where's the ladder? Where's the ladder? I have to see the ladder. I have to find the ladder. I have to find the ladder. There's the ladder. There's the ladder. Ah, there's a step ladder there. Look. Oh, yes, a step ladder. I think perhaps we should let the proprietress know that someone left it out. The step ladder, I mean. Is something wrong? Why do I feel as though I just managed to sidestep an argument? Oh, man. Anyway, there's a lot to unpack here. A table and a set of sharp tools. When you consider each in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. Seriously? No, it doesn't! So why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing? It might be best... Did I forget? Ah, my gosh! I don't know if I remember to get. That's gonna bother me if I don't. Ah! My gosh! I don't remember if I did it, if I actually looked at it or not, because I don't remember. Ah! It might not be best to ponder too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anybody concentrate on the body on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air? You'd either have to have a cast iron constitution or a really terrifying sense of smell. Also, the lack of music is creeping me out. Those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside them. Brains? I suppose they're fruit liquors or something, or like pickled up umeboshi plums we make back home. Ah, father had jars like that in his laboratory as well. I I expect there are human organs in preserving solution. Probably as examples of some rare medical condition. Mrs. Sato, there are some things in the world that it's perfectly fine never to know about. Ever! Oh, so as I said, I'm sure they're fruit liquors. Umeboshi, are they? Of course. Look at all the bottles on the shelves in the cabinets. What an assortment of chemicals. These ones here are labeled highly toxic. Ugh. And that's worrying because there are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in there. Oh yes, and they actually say salt and pepper on them. The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps he needs me. Perhaps she has meals here sometimes. Life goes on even when you're surrounded by death. I should really be quieter. I need to be quieter. Heave ho. I suppose this is Dr. Scythe's desk. I would not like to work in a place like this. It's very tidy, though, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Mr. Naruhodo, efficiently she must work here. The lighting is so poor, which is bad for the eyes, and the chemical smell can't be good for you. Not to mention the skeleton watching over you as you work, which is definitely bad for the nerves. It's definitely bad for the nerves. Well, yes, those are valid concerns, I suppose. I could just about cope with a one-eyed Dharma doll, but watching over me, that's all. That looks like an owl and a crow up there. I know, and they haven't even twitched since we came in here. Well, no, they wouldn't have. They're taxidermy mounts. No, if I even say that, I've been trying very hard to tell myself that they're just sleeping with their eyes open. Yes, I think perhaps you're wise to put something like that. Yeah, you could draw a Dharma doll and display in your office instead. I mean, Dharma dolls don't really creep me out. It's probably like anything. Well, look at this. What a magnificent display case. The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Western cabinets makers really are skilled, aren't they? Do you have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruhodo? Mrs. Sato, can't you tell I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about this terrifying contents of the case? It's how I cope! I'll be sure to remember that from now on. Okay, oh! Look at this big, thick book here. It appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record from the forensic investigation team's spending, I think. Oh, what is it? It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but, well, one entry seems rather strange. Really, in what way? They're buying 500 scalpels every month. 500? They must be working really hard on dissecting corpses. I don't know. Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances. And scalpel blades can be sharpened too. It does seem a bit strange. You're right. 500 scalpels a month. What could they possibly be using them for? What are you doing? Oh boy. Oh. What voice do I even give her? Man. I'm sorry, we had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so you thought you'd swim around here. That's acceptable to you people. That's acceptable to you people from the east, is it? Well, what do you want? Lord Strongheart told us that it was you who examined the victim's body. Mr. Esmond's body, I mean. So we came to ask you about your findings, on Lord Strongheart's advice. Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave immediately. Well, here's my badge. Dr. Syed, would you be good enough to take a look at this? Oh, you think I'm good enough, do you? No, I didn't mean it. So I'm not good enough? In that case, why would you show me anything? Clearly you're too good to show anything again, ever. So you want to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its examination of the scene? The victim, Mr. Adi Asman, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion, and Mr. Asman, who appeared months later, partway up the Crystal Tower, were without question one and the same person. That is the team's conclusion. I mean, but that can't be right. If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out. Let's see, if two people who look very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one person has switched places, couldn't they? I'm pretty sure it's a wax, like, it was a wax statue. Like, a wax figure was in one place and the other person was in the balloon. They could have made it to, like, switch places, couldn't they? Very true, but sadly in this instance, that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person. The fingerprints at the scene made it quite evident. Fingerprints. They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system yet, but one day they'll be used as an investigative aid. As a matter of course, she's like a goth Emma Skye. Like, oh my, but that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. So where does that leave us? My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body did move from one place to another. This hasn't cleared anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. What the frick? No, where did she spring from? Did she just call it Dr. Mama? No. This is a lawyer, dear. Hello. To meet you. Pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm a defense lawyer, Ryunosuke Nara. Mama? Yes? Can I cut this one off? What? What the frick? I've never seen inside an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like. Of course you can't. It's a live specimen, as you can very well see. Boring. I think I had a near-death experience. Oh dear, Mr. Naruto. Here's pale as a corpse. Let's leave before I'm mistaken for one! I think we're done investigating it here at the moment for now. If we could just determine the whereabouts of this driver. I'm sure Gina and little Toby won't let us down. Now then, do you think we ought to try to speak with Mr. Sholmes at this point? We have things to discuss, and I'm dying to meet him again after all these months. Yes, I'm quite positive he might know something about something useful. You're right. We had to find Manito's bells. He's supposed to be working there at the Contemporary Rex. Yeah, let's get going. Yeah, yes, I heard Toby on his latest usual adventure. Yeah, let's get going. So what are you doing at the moment, Doctor? Waiting for you to leave. Keeping a close eye on things so no impertinent Easterners think they can look around my office. There are such important Easterners around? How terrible. Yes, you. She doesn't mince her words, Mrs. Sato. I think perhaps it's time we left. Alright, back to Madame Tussbell's. And it's almost around the time where we usually, like, we're pretty much around the time when our investigation usually ends, but I guess we'll just have to see. Anyway. Here we are again at the House of Horrors. I'm afraid I haven't got used to the place yet. I'd still like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Via the confectionery, of course. Sasa really is after something sweet today, isn't she? I mean, there's... Like, I would love... I mean, don't make me hungry for confectionery sweets. I want... Look, Mr. Naruto, look at that waxwork. I'm quite sure it wasn't there before. Hey, look at that. It looks exactly like Mr. Sholmes, down to the very last detail. Ah, what is it? Oh, sorry. I think you'll find... That's the temporary waxwork himself. Oh, hey! The friend of my dedicated employee. Oh, yeah, hello again. It's Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke Naruto. I must say, I'm quite spellbound by the great detective. He is a marvel. My precious waxwork is already back to where it belongs. You don't mean... But yes, the mystery is solved already. Well, Mr. Sholmes can really engage his brain when he's hungry enough. So as you can see, he has returned to his habitual duties. Yes. His habitual duties? Alors, do not disturb her. Poor Sasada-san, she looks very perplexed. Don't know why they moved the camera back, but... well, why don't we just kick it? We really do need to speak with Mr. Sholmes, and I am longing to say hello again. But where is he? I think you might find that he's quite nearby, actually. Oh? What do you... Indeed, my dear fellows, it is I! The world famous detective and waxwork, Herlock Sholmes. Ah! Oh, this is awesome! Are you okay? My most humble apologies. I thought I died and gone to eternal paradise for a moment, via London. My dear madam, allow me to make amends by offering you a tasty free deduction at some point, as long as it's not of questionable street food quality. I don't understand. Why are you working as a waxwork here, Mr. Sholmes? Merely a secret identity, you understand. Though the case is largely solved now. Largely solved? We're talking about the waxwork abduction, I presume. Indeed we are, my good fellow. As I predicted, it was as easy as proverbial pie. Though I confess, I'm yet to partake of a pie, proverbial or otherwise, or any food, so far as today for that matter. This guy, it must be really... Oh no! That stomach rumble echoed around the whole museum. So how did you manage to solve it so quickly? Well, do remember, I said it was largely solved. Anyway, I was simply negotiating with the culprit. Are you familiar with the so-called telephone? Oh yes, it's the most modern invention, allowing you to hold a conversation with people far away. In Japan, only the imperial capital and a handful of other cities are connected as yet. This morning, sorry. This morning, a telephone call was received here from the perpetrator of the As such, I was able to negotiate terms, and in the end, the waxwork was returned. That's amazing. Just between you and I, it would appear the culprit had always intended to return the stolen waxwork in any event. Oh, but I thought whoever was responsible had demanded ransom, no? Yes, I think perhaps the ransom demand was necessary to avoid unwanted suspicion regarding the true motive. Yeah, I think I have an idea what the true motive. Does that bleh, your negotiating was entirely unnecessary? A fact that I must ask you to keep from Madame Tespels at all costs. A hungry young Iris awaits my return to Baker Street after all. Poor Iris. Now then, do I sense that you have some business with this great waxwork? Okay, I thought that maybe there might have been another one. Oh well. So, Enoch River. We're in the process of trying to track somebody down. Oh. Yes, a man by the name of Enoch River. He's the swindler who duped Professor Hairbrain and the engineer who built the kinesis machine. A swindler and an engineer. Quite the modern man. He also seems to be a conjurer of sorts. A conjurer of sorts. With considerable knowledge of stage magic. We really need to locate him before the trial resumes tomorrow morning. But we have so few clues to go on. That's the trouble. Do you have any good ideas? I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to have good ideas before one has data. If I knew something of the man's appearance, at least, I may be in a better position to help. Yes, Trevor's appearance. Fortunately for you, however, presently I have little to occupy myself and little to fill my stomach. As soon as you find any clue, no matter how small, I should gladly give you my thoughts on it. Okay, we need to talk. Miss Sholmes, did you lie to us? My dear Naruhodo, stay that piercing stare. What is this about? Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain, aboard the steamship. Your words were very clear. So then, let us unravel this mystery, and discover what events led to this curious murder. You told us that it was murder, and you examined Sama's body. And we found a culprit guilty. We found someone guilty of that. Like, indeed, and wherein lies the problem? We met him earlier today. The victim, Kazuma Asagi. You're quite sure? He was wearing some sort of mask, and was apparently suffering from amnesia. But yes, I'm quite sure it was Kazuma-sama. You must have known at the time, Mr. Sholmes, that he wasn't actually dead. Well, I can only assume I was swept up in the murderous atmosphere of the moment. Well, the fellow wasn't dead at all? Priceless. I don't suppose that performance would pass muster, would it, Mr. Naruhodo? I could believe that the crewmen present at the time would make a mistake, but not you, Mr. Sholmes. I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. Please, Mr. Sholmes. Tomorrow in court, you will find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery. For now, I'm afraid that that's all I can say. This man. So, I swear, this guy looks so much like that woman. I mean, like that doctor. Also, we should probably look at this while we're at it. Look here, Mrs. Sada. Oh yes, the wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose because it fell from such a height. Yes, because from the height in which the balloon was flying down to the crystal tower below. A fall at about 30 feet, or 9 meters, leaving the man inside tragically dead. There we go. Okay, we got some other things in it. Gotcha. Okay. Mr. Sholm, would you cast your eyes over this photographic print? It says Mr. Enoch Gribber, the face of the engineer we seek. Well, all Englishmen look broadly the same, of course. So looking at the photograph won't be particularly instructive. Are you alright, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, forgive me. Very interesting very interesting indeed. What's wrong, Mr. Sholmes? You've turned quite pale all of a sudden. I have a suggestion, Mr. Naruhodo. Will you indulge me? Oh, what is it? As I explained to you when you arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned. As I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken behind those thick curtains. Oh yes, the Professor exhibit. Isn't it? Would you like to see it? For a mere 5 shillings, so that's a special. One-time only price, you understand. What? The opportunity won't come again, I might add. Wouldn't you like to see the fruits of my labor? Oh, well, we do have a rather pressing investigation to carry out. Perhaps we could postpone... The price is a very reasonable 5 shillings. I think you'll find it's well worth it. Are you being quite serious, Mr. Sholmes? Surely you need only look at my expression to ascertain this is seriousness or silliness. I can never tell with you. That's the point. Very well, it couldn't hurt. Here's your 5 shillings. Gratefully received. So, the special exhibit awaits behind the curtain. I invite you to peruse it at your leisure. It's gonna look exactly like Asmon. It looks exactly like Asmon. It looks exactly like Asmon. It's gonna look like Asmon. It has to look like him. Through those heavy curtains at last. Okay, well. Apparently it's still there. He's gone back to his wax work. Oh yes, Mr. Sholmes is renowned for being a master of disguise, you know. Does pretending to be a waxwork count as a disguise? A waxwork of himself? 5 shillings we had to pay. It doesn't seem right somehow that Mr. Sholmes slipped the money into his own pocket, does it? No. Ah, we could ask Gina to retrieve it for us, using her special skills, pickpocketing police officers, and diddling detectives. Is this what makes Britain great? Not to mention, demigod prosecutors taking the law into their own hands, or chip-living inspectors! Inspector Gregson comes off rather well in that list, I think. Ooh-wee. Ah! Oh dear, I felt a shiver run down my spine as soon as I walked in here. Mrs. Lotto, I said we turn our heels and go straight home. Via really big confectionery. We certainly can't do that. We paid 5 shillings already. True. Yeah, really. I'm really happy they did that for Gina. Like, that Gina was able to do that. Though I'm not sure if Gina would be really thrilled with working with Gregson, considering all the things he did in the last game. Or in case 5, rather. Actually, now I'm looking a little closely. We've paid good money to see an exhibit that's clearly incomplete. The nerve of the great dealing detective is far more terrifying than anything else in this place. This must be what Mr. Sholmes meant when he said the case was largely solved. So his head is not in place. Be that as it may, Mr. Sholmes heavily implied that there be a clue about the engineer in here, didn't he? But where? Since we paid 5 shillings, let's do 5 shillings worth of investigating, shall we? Yes, we will get what we paid for. It's the fear of frustration that's making Susato-san's voice tremble. So who's this thing? This part of the exhibit is just as disturbing as the rest. It looks so real. It seems to be a young man in a white overcoat. He has a large shovel in his hand. Too, look. That's a spade. Perhaps we should investigate in a little bit more detail. What a large shovel. He's holding it rather ominously, isn't he? What on earth was this man doing with a shovel in a graveyard in the middle of the night? Mrs. Sato. Yes? That's a spade, isn't it? No, it's a shovel. No. Shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade. We've been through this, Mr. Naruto. It's a shovel. No. Although, we haven't considered trowels. We've allowed ourselves to be distracted, I feel. Perhaps we should concentrate on what the man was doing with the implements. So we're going to bury the hatchet? You're right. No. What was the man doing in the graveyard in the first place? That's the real question. Oh, gosh. Hey, a camera. What's this here? Well, this would appear to be a lens in the middle, so I believe it's probably a camera. Camera, but it's so small. British technology is incredible, isn't it? I mean, what about Mr. Sholmes' skin prints? I think perhaps you should treat Mr. Sholmes' inventions as exceptions to the rule. But anyway, why would a man be in a graveyard at night with a camera? I wonder. Perhaps he was trying to capture the moment of a dead body came out of the ghost at a film? Bah! We'll just borrow this for a little while, I think. Oh, hey! By looking at the photographic plate of the camera, we can see what picture was taken. What's the photographic plate? It's a piece of glass coated in a special emulsion that reacts to light coming in through the lens. If we open the cover of the back of the camera, we should find it, and let's have a look. You should see for yourself, like your eyes are shining. You do look like machinery, don't you? A ponytail. How suspicious. Hey, it's actually lit. That's quite a large lamp the man's carrying. Or is it a lantern? It's not like a Japanese Cochin paper lantern. Actually, it's a lamp, lantern, Cochin. The point is, it casts a very light light. A very little light. To be walking alone in a graveyard at night with only this, well, I certainly couldn't do it. Ugh. I'm not sure I could visit a graveyard at all, even in broad daylight, to be honest. Oh look, the camera cover came off. Yes, now there should be a glass plate inside. You have to change the plate with each new photograph you want to take, you see? There's something wrong. There's no plate. It's been removed. Ah, what a pity. But I suppose if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that was used at the time. Just that the waxwork isn't the actual person. So whenever I found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway. Oh, yes, you're quite right, of course. Poor Sana-san, she looks so devastated. I have no idea why we need the camera, but I guess we'll have to see. What a wonderful machine. You really love contraptions like this, don't you? Oh yes, anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible. Almost irresistible, surely. Really? Well, whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart. That's worrying. Yes, Father tells the time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He's given up on having a watch! Poor Professor Mikitoba. Hey, sometimes, like, food is a good, what the frick? Look, Mr. Naruto, what is it? On the bellows just here, there seems to be some very dark red stains. Yes, you're right. It looks like blood, actually. Oh my, I'm sure it's not what you're thinking. Huh. Okay. So, was Mr. Asman killed here? Like, maybe he was killed here and then... Oh boy, this must be the killer. The fiend known as the Professor. Yes, I think so. According to what Madame Tussbell said. He killed 5 victims, all of noble or royal blood. The waxwork is so lifelike, isn't it? Like all the models in this place. I know, it looks like it could start moving at any moment, doesn't it? Aside from the not have, if only it had head, that is. Perhaps we should examine it a little more detail. So this is a condemned man. Yes, the so-called professor. Then perhaps his head was chopped off by a guillotine, but unable to find peace, he emerged from his grave as a headless ghost! Do we have to entertain such terrifying ideas, Mrs. Sato? Anyway, I'm sure the model had a head once. There's metal fitting for it, you see? Then perhaps Mr. Schultz absentmindedly forgot to reattach it? That's an extremely absent-minded detective you're describing, isn't it? Or perhaps the thief absent-mindedly forgot to include the head when he should return it to the museum? And that would be an extremely absent-minded thief. Could there have been some reason why only the head wasn't returned? Well, whatever the reason, it means we don't know what the face of the infamous professor looked like, do we? Oh. There's something caught. Like just inside the convict's jacket here. I thought that was just boobs. I mean, what? It looks like a piece of broken glass. And quite a big one, too. It's very thick, isn't it? About 5 times thicker than normal window glazing, I'd say. 5 times thicker than normal window glazing. Where could such a thick piece of glass come from, I wonder? I suppose it must have been made thick to increase its strength. But why? Well, perhaps because the glass had to span a particularly wide area, such as in a big building, for example. Ah, well, I've seen a large glass building recently, haven't we? And the glass was broken too. You don't mean exactly. The Crystal Tower at the Great Exhibition. But why would the glass from the Crystal Tower be lodged inside this waxworks jacket? It makes you think, doesn't it? Oh boy. In our report, we established that the kinesis experiment was a trick, and now we discovered this fragment of glass here in the waxwork. Is it just a coincidence? Yeah, I think I figured out what even happened in this case. This piece of glass is almost as thick as it is wide. Yes, I've never seen anything like it. It kind of looks like a piece of cake. If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Schultz has such thick skin. There's really no need for such comparison, Mr. Naruto, as you well know. Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely. Yes, I think so too. It was probably made especially to meet the demands of that great structure. Well, I think that's all we can get here, but, Is that everything? Wait. I thought I saw something. Oh wait, this is part of the camera. Alright. Alright, I guess we're going back. Wait, oh. It doesn't matter if they're here in Britain or in Japan. Graveyards are scary. Now I come to think of it, this is the first time I've seen a British grave. According to what I've read, the custom in Britain is to bury the dead as they are, without cremation. What? But if you do that, you might accidentally bury people while they're still alive! I'm not sure that would be worse than accidentally incinerating people while they're still alive. Yeah. I think we could both agree that it's best not to still be alive when our time comes with them. And what am I supposed to say to that? Yeah, people die when they are killed. They should, and that's the way it should be. Okay. I guess I didn't really look at the face because it was hard for me to see it. Oh! Wait, okay, there we go. I can't see his face very well, can you? Perhaps if I just... Oh, do you think you should be manhandling the exhibits, Mr. Naruto? I'll put it back as you got me with. Don't worry. Eh? Huh? Eh? But what on earth? How can... I don't believe it. A black monocle! Mr. Naruto, is it possible this man is... Yes. It's Enoch Drebber. The color of his hair is different, but it's unmistakably him. How in the heck? Indeed it is. Mr. Sholmes, this man is the subject of your present hunt, I believe. Yes, that's right. Just who is this man? Why is he in this exhibit? And why does the convict behind him have no head? The head was missing when the model was returned by the thief who stole it. What a surprise! So when the case isn't just isn't solved yet, is it? Did I say so myself? Largely solved. With my words, I believe. But I must locate the missing head to the suite, as Madame would say, or I'll be in grave trouble. A very hungry Iris still awaits my return to Black Baker Street, preferably with rations. Ah. Do you know, though, something about this room is strange? Strange? What do you mean? Well, the displays of the House of Horrors are supposed to depict real events, are they not? Indeed they are, Mrs. Sato. Do go on. And as terrifying as they are, the scenes in the other exhibits are believable. But this one... This surely couldn't ever really have happened, could it? Yeah, I was about to say... I think it's time I educate you a little about the nature of the incidents involving the professor 10 years ago. Huh? Okay. I believe I told you a little about the professor yesterday, did I not? He took the lives of 5 victims, everyone being either members of the aristocracy or royalty. All were attacked by an enormous hunting hound that had their throats ripped from their bodies. Ugh! Oh gosh, an enormous hound? How awful. After taking the life of his 5th victim, the killer was apprehended. It was a case of unprecedented magnitude in Britain. You can understand accordingly. The professor was tried in a closed case. No members of the public were permitted. A closed court? So you mean the professor's identity... As you surmise, my dear fellow, his identity was never made public. Naturally, he was found guilty, and was summarily sentenced to death by hanging. He was buried in a grave at Lowgate Cemetery, which adjoins the rear of the prison where he had been held. However, that was not the end of the affair. Oh? The very night that he was buried, the convicted man came back to life. Came back to life? He clawed his way out of the ground and emerged into the moonlit graveyard. The exhibit here depicts that very scene, as described by the sole witness to those chilling events. There was a witness? But of course, my dear fellows, it was none other than the young man in the white overcoat, Enoch Drebber. He saw it happen? Holy cow, though. So this is a waxwork model of Enoch Drebber? 10 years ago, the convicted professor, having been gibbeted and buried, emerged from his grave in the dead of night. The sole witness to that unimaginable scene was this young man. From appearances, I would say he was about 20 years old. It's horrifying. Scared out of his wits, the young drummer ran to a nearby police station to report the incident. And the sheer terror of what he'd seen is said to have turned his hair white overnight. Yes, as shown in the photograph we have of him, his hair is completely white. For the following few days, the story of what he'd seen was on every front page in the capital. The public was frantic for about every last detail about the killer who'd come back to life. As you've seen, the exhibit was even created here at Madame Tussbell's. I can quite understand why the man's hair turned white, certainly, but what I don't understand is what Mr. Driver was doing in the first place. In a lonely graveyard in the middle of the night. Yes, what was he up to? With a shovel, in fact. Yeah, what was he there for? The professor's active terror threw London's upper classes into complete panic 10 years ago. It was a great scandal, I must say, at the very highest levels of society. And since the killer's identity was never made public, rumors abounded. After all, no killer had ever before systematically employed a dog as a weapon of murder. Yes, I can imagine the impact the case must have had, but in time, of course, the rumors abated. So too did talk of the shocking witness account of the convict who came back to life. It was forgotten, dismissed as a dubious ghost story, as a preposterous parlor tale. But why did people stop believing it? Why? Simply because there was no resurrection to speak of, as established in fact. What do you mean by no resurrection? The police investigated the grave in Lowgate Cemetery and published their findings. The convict's body was found to be buried exactly where it had been following the execution. No, but that would mean Mrs. Repper must have lied to the police in the newspapers. That would appear to be the only logical explanation, yes. The young man subsequently vanished from society and nothing had been heard of him since. It's rather striking, then, that he should resurface now, don't you think? Of course a convicted murderer couldn't really have come back to life, that's not possible. But Driver's hair is unusually white, and if that really did happen overnight as a result of shock, it's hard to believe that the incident was an out-and-out lie. Ah! What did they know? Although, what have you gone and done? Gina, what are you doing here? I thought and she said this is where you've been. So, Gina, we're not so loud in the museum. Madame Tussbell's will have you take a position as watchwork if you're not careful. I think there may be more pressing concern. I still had some flash powder left from 6 months ago, so, alright, Vegeta, will you understand? Please, put down the gun! Sorry, I got scared. You should try being the one on the other end of the barrel. So what brings you here, Gina? What brings me here? What do you think? We found it. We found a Dodgy Cub's workshop. What? You found Driver's workshop? Yep. Toby's nose took me straight there. The boss and the others are heading over now in a drag. Here's the address. I got the boss to write it out. Oh, thanks, Gina. We'll make our way there at once. Alright then. See you then. See you there. Still not done. You go. Don't mind me. I'll just stay here being still. What? What? I know my place in the exhibit over there. Oh dear, someone is feeling sorry for himself again. Let's go, Mr. Sholmes, you're coming. Your words hurt me, I must say, but if I were to shirk my duties here, Madame would have me pay monetary recompense, and I would say, forget that, I'll pay for everything! That's dangerous. Then there's not a moment to lose, my dear fellows. I shall hail carriage at once. No offer to share the cost from Mr. Sholmes, then? I shall gladly pay half, Mr. Naruto. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. Right, let's go. Whoa. That looks like... Oh, it's another super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine. Indeed, it would appear so, though only a prototype, naturally. Ah, so you got it then? Gina, well done for finding this place, and in such little time. You really worked miracles. It's Toby, he's the miracle worker. Ah, I thought you lot would show up for long. Hello, Inspector. That's one knitted brow. It looks like he's catching a lemon, not a bag of fish and chips. So, Inspector, is there any sign of the engineer? Sadly not. We didn't find a slow in here. Oh, what a shame. Well, thank you for letting us know about this place and giving us a chance to investigate. According to what Gina tells me, we only found it thanks to a clue that you lot turned up. I wouldn't want to say go to Paris with a debt of gratitude unpaid now, would I? Thank you. Anyway, if you're hoping to snoop around here, I get cracking. I don't even want to know. Love and Zeiss and the forensic investigation team are on their way here as we speak. Them again. I imagine you got the picture by now. They don't take too kindly to loyal types. Right. So then, my dear fellow, let's turn the place upside down once we have a chance. And you, Sholmes. Pardon? They take you on less kindly to great detectives than they do to lawyers. Very droll, Drexen, very droll. But you may consider me nothing more than an inconspicuous waxwork model. Alright then, let's see what we can find in here. I'm sorry, Mr. Naruto, that machine is covered by a special dispensation. Yeah. There would be serious repercussions if you were to examine it from the Crown and from the government. Well, those two don't seem to be holding back. It's quite hollow inside. No working parts or devices of deception to be seen, my dear fellow. No loose change dropped from the floor, nothing. Not even a bone for Toby here, my dear fella. British people are very much ruled by their own ideals, aren't they? I think that's just these two, Mrs. Sato. Why is there a trophy? Ah, this appears to be the most interesting. Yes, most interesting indeed. Wouldn't you say? It's a... Wait, I see a shovel. It's an impressive-looking back massager, that's for sure. I have no doubt that if you hit your shoulders a few times with that, your aches and pains would soon go away. Would they? It's a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. A young scientist could wish for no higher honor. Ah. Would you like a massage? No. I'm fine. Thank you. I didn't know it was such a grand thing. I think it's becoming increasingly clear that there's much more to this Mr. Enoch Trevor than conjuring tricks. I couldn't agree more, my dear madam. And how about you, Mr. Naruto? Wouldn't you like to take it with you? For your tired shoulders, of course. He's not going to let that go, is he? It's curious, though, isn't it? Would you expect such an important trophy to be entirely just on display somewhere, not haphazardly cast aside? English gentlemen can be quite a mystery at times. Okay. I can't examine the freaking ladder. Or the shovel. Or the propane. This door doesn't want to open. Yeah, looks like it's got a pretty hefty lock on it. There's a specialist locksmith on his way over from the yard, so hands off until it gets here. With permission, Inspector. I could have that lock open in less than a minute. Well, you don't have permission. And no one's giving it to you. Grayson looks as though he really enjoyed that. Well, there's no sign of anybody on the other side. No, Trevor must have fled at the first sign of danger. What on earth is this? An aeroplane, Mr. Naruto. One day, scientists believe it will allow humans to fly freely in the skies. Is that how the trick we described, is it? Sorry? Well, it's actually suspended by a thin but very strong cable, isn't it? Oh, well, this model is yes, but a real aeroplane would actually fly high in the sky. While suspended from somewhere even higher in the sky, of course. Because large metal objects obviously can't really stay in midair unsupported. So, to you, the solution is ever taller towers? Am I am I missing something very obvious here? Oh, this is a European style quiver of arrows with steel bolts. Do you suppose crossbow bolts, please, and just the right size for the bow you lot turned up at the exhibition grounds? In other words, yup, that's more evidence to support your theory. It all goes to show that Trevor was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes in the whole scam. Uh-huh. Huh? Oh, is something wrong, Mr. Sato? Well, I thought I heard a noise from the far side of the door. Well, Gina, did you hear it too? Yeah, I heard it all. What do you reckon, Toby? Right, mind the grease. Whoever's in there, open up. This is Scotland Yard. Someone's running. Break it down. Break it down. Break it down. Someone isn't there, and someone just ran off. Yeah, this rotten bleeding lock. My dear Gregson, as I said only minutes ago, if only it were countenanced, I could unlock the door in less than a minute. Fine, I'll take the rap for it. Just get us through that blasted door. There, you may enter at will. You've confused minutes! Confused minutes with seconds, I think. Time is of the essence, I feel. What are we waiting for? How did he... Nothing for it, I suppose. It's an emergency. There's a strong possibility that beyond that door is the engineer you all seek. Be prepared for action, my dear fellow. Yes. What's happening here? Why is everything upside down? Rats, there ain't no one in here after all. But there must be. It's only moments ago that we heard those noises. Maybe that was the sound of Trevor running away. But there's only one door in this room. And no windows that could afford an escape route. Those skylights are too high. They're too high. Huh? What's that up there? Aren't those the footprints on the ceiling? Blow me. What do we have here then? To keep your requests to yourself, man. Looks like someone was trying to burn something in a hurry. Oh, that looks like a set of blueprints. To what? To that Professor Hairbrain's bombing machine, is it? Blimey, Yeah, there'll be no need for muck about trying to investigate all that scrap metal. There is something of great interest in here too. There's also that thing with the clock on it. This rope was lying on the floor at the foot of that pillar. A rope? What's significant about that? Never mind. You see, but you do not observe, Mr. Nahodo. You must investigate the entire room thoroughly, and before that further investigation team arrive too. Well, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to look at the bomb, but like, or the weird red thing. That's a very large safe. I don't suppose even Mr. Sholmes could open that lock. Although, if you were a thief, you could just steal the entire thing, I suppose. It's ordered the floor to prevent exactly that sort of underhanded trick, Mr. Hano. Well then, you could just steal the floor as well, I suppose. I'm sorry, but you really aren't making any sense at all. Anyway, I think we can agree that whatever is inside must be very important. A green balloon. That's really a lovely model. It really looks like a real flying balloon. I think it's probably saying a lot on the same principle as a fully sized balloon using gas. A green flying balloon. It does have the hallmarks of that amazing deception at the Great Exhibition, doesn't it? Could it be that the whole thing was planned here in this very workshop? There's no denying it, is there? They're footprints. Yes, it would appear so. If I can imagine how they came to be there. Isn't there a Sasada shoot up or something? Like a Sasada takedown, I mean? No, I'm not. I'm no Wonder Woman, Mr. Nahodo. That would make her almost superhuman, I suppose. Almost every piece of furniture is upside down. Mr. Sholmes' suite is ever this much of a mess. You are in no position to comment on mess, Mr. Nahodo. I suppose it's not quite the same thing, is it? I mean, it's not messy in here per se. It's that everything is literally upside down. But why? Okay, fine. We'll look at the elephant in the room. Mr. Sholmes, have you found something? Mr. Nahodo, yes, in point of fact, something rather fascinating. What do you make of this? Let's see. I've never seen anything like this before. Or it looks like a bundle of stick cigars wrapped up. Ah! Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad. Mrs. Sato, what is that's a surely that's time bomb, isn't it? What? Say, time bomb? I'm sorry, but what is a time bomb? You are truly one of a kind now, Mr. Nahodo. I'll take that as a compliment. You don't know nothing, do you, Otto? You haven't got a clue what it is to either, have you, Gina? I invite you to consult a dictionary later, Mr. Nahodo. What this particular but there's no time bomb, though I confess it has a very similar appearance. Oh, well, thank goodness. But then what is it? I see. So that's it. Goodness. Mr. Sholmes, have you seen the heart of the matter? There are times when I consider my lot most unfair, for I'm fated never to know how it feels to flounder as you do when a puzzle presents itself. But I have learned to accept the hardships that come with being a great detective, Mrs. Hano. Here we go. I feel a great deduction coming. Once again, I can draw two conclusions from the scene we see before us. The first is that the inverted nature of the furniture in this room is a work of Drummer himself. Oh, but how could you... And the second conclusion is that the small device on the floor there is, without question, completely genuine. Please, Mr. Sholmes, you must explain everything. It would be a pleasure. After all, it is a great detective's civic duty to teach Scotland Yard the finer points of the trade. Well, Inspector Gregson seems delighted with the idea anyway. Yeah, I love him. Though, I'm not exactly a fan of how long some of these investigations can take. But, whatever. Oh, you deflected the Inspector's glare with such fortitude there, Mrs. Sholmes. Well done. You've gone, my dear madam. I hereby dedicate this great deduction to you. Ah! Kindly stand. Kindly just stand there, Mrs. Sato. Oh, yes. I'd be delighted. So, shall we begin? Give me a second. I need the water. Hiccups, man. Okay. Anyway, Hello. Ah, ah. Once again, Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table, and chairs, the lamp, everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in this room had until recently been happily positioned on the ceiling, before falling straight down to the floor. Every item in the room was on the ceiling. Are you suggesting that? And I love how this one doesn't even have a culprit or someone that he's trying to fool. He's just deducing. Indeed, the key here is gravity. It appears that technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from this great pull of the Earth. For the gravity in this room was reversed and then suddenly restored to normality. Goodness. The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. I quite understand your skepticism, Mrs. Sato. I too was incredulous at first. However, my conviction in my analysis was cemented when I observed this. An anti-gravity device almost identical to that one that featured in a dream of mine the other day, in fact. But then why does it have a clock on it? A most like what did it do? Hiccups, man. I am getting really ticked off right now. And I'm trying to figure out how to get Okay. There was clearly a requirement for the engineer to be able to restore normal gravity automatically. In the calm ocean, commotion we heard earlier from the other side of the door was the moment that restoration occurred. Yes, the reason why everything has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. See, we need no look further to explain the state in which we now find this room. The direction in which gravity acts in here was reversed by Mr. Drebber, before being restored to normality in an automatic fashion by sometime later by the timer device. I have witnessed precisely this scene in a dream I once had when I fell out of bed. Why do my hiccups do this? Why do my body do this to me? Why me? Jeez, man! Now, let us consider the next conundrum. What was our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads. Yes, how is it possible there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling? A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth. But you, madam? The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. Boss Drebber's aim was singular, to escape. However, there was but one way into this room, excepting the skylight, that is. By inverting the gravity here, Drebber was able to fall conveniently to the ceiling and make his escape via the otherwise inaccessible skylight, leaving those footprints behind on the way. But the ceiling in here was very high, Mr. Sholmes. If the gravity reversal was sudden, wouldn't Mr. Drebber have fallen up to the ceiling rather violently? Falling up is both scientifically and philosophically a rather interesting concept, I feel. But the man was cornered with nowhere to run, so escape through the skylight was his only option. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe is the officer's solution. Oh, the rope. To reach the intended direction, what better tool than this rope? By anchoring one end to the window to the wall, the man was able to lower himself safely to the ceiling. Hairball. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I just wish I could burp so I can, because of all these hiccups, so it can go away. I just drank an entire bottle of water and the hiccups still aren't gone. his plans on Driver was to escape this room before our arrival. You reverse the pull of gravity and flood via the skylight. And personally, I should very much like to reverse the pull of gravity again now, just for fun. Let's conclude Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. Aww. She's completely spellbound. Mr. Schultz, there is one thing that troubles me. I would expect anything less. You're destined to be troubled by just one thing for the rest of your life. The thing is such a thing actually possible? An anti-gravity device, I mean? I would say that with man's current subject knowledge at the turn of the 20th century, it's no more possible than instantaneous kinesis. But your host actually hinges on it! Ah, but my dear fellow, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. However improbable it may seem. It's a marvelous line, wouldn't you agree? One of my most endearing pearls of wisdom. I had Irish come up with it with that exact phrasing. My original was clumsy. Yes, I have a feeling I've read it in something that Mrs. Sato let me once.
Objection!
Actually, there is one other thing, Mr. Sholmes. The spell's broken at last. The rope you found on the floor, was on the floor, was it? Indeed it was, in lonely coils near the wall. But if Mr. Driver had used it to escape in the way you described, wouldn't it still be tied to the wall? Mysteries inevitably unravel in the end. As I think you'll find, do ropes. And as evidence of such, you need only look at the mystery we face in the room, now skillfully unraveled. That argument is as circular as the coils of rope. I really apologize for the hiccups I'm having. I just like I think perhaps we need to give Mr. Sholmes the usual little helping hand. After some minor corrections, the great detective's great deduction will lead us to the truth. Yes, you're right, and we must do it quickly before Enoch River gets too far away. If ready, then let us resume. Sholmes' great logic reasoning spectacular, part 2. It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table, the chairs, the lamp, everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in this room had until recently been happily positioned on the ceiling, before falling straight down into the floor. Every item in the room was on the ceiling. Ceiling, are you suggesting that? Indeed, that's the key here. Is gravity. It would appear that technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the Earth. For the gravity in this room was reversed, and then suddenly restored to normality. Goodness. The interior furniture clearly reveals the truth of the part gravity played in this whole business. I think gravity could have been reversed in this very room. I found the whole idea utterly enthralling. Only Mr. Sholmes could see such an explanation, but the man himself admitted that it was a scientific impossibility, so yes, you're quite right. We must completely discount the idea at once. Oh, ooh, that's unusually merciless of you, Miss Slutto. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. The detective himself said so, didn't he? Refusing to part with his dreams of anti-gravity devices. Yes, I suppose so. Well, let's see if examining this topsy-turvy scene a little more closely. Reveal some proof that shows exactly what the gravity in this room was or wasn't doing. All the furniture in here is very conspicuously Upside down, certainly. Yes, it does immediately put you in the mind of some strange quirk of gravity, I admit. Can it be that many whirlwind pass through here, do you think? I'm not sure that's much more plausible than Mr. Schultz's explanation. Oh, you're saying the first thing that comes to your head isn't the way forward, it seems. But it's not upside. This one's. Oh, look, Mrs. Sano. When everything seems to be upside down in here, this safe is conspicuously the right way out. Have you noticed? Yes, that's true. But look more closely at the safe's feet. Ah, that's a lot of very large bolts fixating it to the floor. Think before you speak. That's what you wanted to say, isn't it? I really put a foot in my mouth there. I certainly didn't say that. Wait a minute. Well, well, I wasn't expecting to find a pretty bunch of flowers in here, that's for sure. Oh, look at that. I know, that's a slither little vase. Listen, it's about to topple at any moment, but the flowers are thriving. Somehow it makes you think of the fragility of life, wouldn't you say? To be honest, Mr. Naruto, something else about it made a rather deeper impression on me.
Take that!
The upright vase clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. Upon my word, Mr. Naruto, you surpassed yourself by completely turning my argument on its head. Trying to impress your assistant here, perhaps? No one is trying to steal your spotlight here, Mr. Sholmes. Trust me. As you rightly say, though, it appears at first glance that all the furniture in this room is upside down. This unassuming slender vase is standing keenly to your attention. And unlike the large safe, there's nothing affixing it to the floor. And it's the exception that breaks the rule. In short, much as it pains me, the gravity in this room was never inverted at all. My deepest sympathies for your loss. Oh, poor Mr. Sholmes. Well, the show must go on, so let's continue with our deductions. Now that we know the contrivance is not affecting this contrivance is not an anti-gravity device, there remains one other possibility. You don't say. Someone deliberately turned over every piece of furniture in here. Which might sound obvious. It might sound obvious, but leaves one mystery very much unsolved. Namely, why would anyone choose to do that? Quite. And naturally, there's an explanation. Yes, the reason why everything in this room has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. He's absolutely determined that this device must have something to do with it, isn't he? I'm afraid the lure of an exciting scientific explanation is too strong. Well, there's no doubt that somebody did this. Somebody turned all this furniture over. So whoever it was must have had a reason. I'm afraid nothing comes to mind at all, though. Well, but let's look around and see if the answer presents itself. We've already established that the gravity wasn't actually rose here, haven't we? In other words, this isn't an anti-gravity device at all, which makes it be very curious to know what sort of device it is. I think it's clear that we're looking for an answer elsewhere. Look, there's something written on the underside of this armchair. Oh yes, safe. 4325882. Safe, as in safe and secure, as in securable, lockable box, I think. I admit it'd be more likely. Well, there's a large safe bolt on the floor on the other side of the room, so yes. See, this number would let us open it? I wonder why it's written here, though. That's a coal burner here, I think, isn't it? Yes, it is, but it's not for heating, you know. You can't grill on it, bake in it, boil, or and steam things with it. It serves all sorts of purposes. That seems like having your cake and eating it too. Not like a Kiri kokatsu or kotatsu table with a nabe, like hot pot and mikan orange and a cat and an elderly relative. Oh, you mean it seems too much? I suppose perhaps it does. But you realize only some of those things on your list are edible, don't you? Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination. Precisely. I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, that you had a very similar experience once, did you not? Yes, last year, when I brought a lottery ticket and noted the ticket number down on the inside cover of a book just in case. That's it. For people who are forgetful souls at heart, and always make a written note of important information. Just keeping the ticket itself safe would be more sensible, I think. And what, pray, happened next, Mr. Naruhodo? On the day of the lock came around, I forgot which book I'd written the number in and had to turn my room upside down to find it. That's it. For people who are forgetful souls at heart, and they note things down. Not if you always note things in the same place. I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I slipped the ticket into. But I had to turn my room into upside down. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. I had to turn my room upside. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. But I believe I proved my point now. Which is that a very similar scenario has unfolded in this room. Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant of this room needed the combination code. He remembered that he'd written it on the other side of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one, leading to the state in which we now find the room. Yes, Mr. Rubber overturned all the furniture in here in a desperate hurry to locate the combination code that would unlock the safe. He's inside the safe. He's in the safe. He has to be in the safe. He's in the safe. Now, let us consider the next conundrum. What's our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain this section is above our heads. Yes, how is it possible that there have been thousands of their footprints all the way up there on the ceiling? A question whose answer will lead to the truth, my dear madam. The reason why the footprints on the ceiling? Because of the nearby skylight. Well, if a change in this direction of gravity can't explain it, then how did the footprints get there? Yes, I feel as though that particular mystery has just become even harder to solve. I can't think any other way to explain it all. Ugh, life was so much simpler with those halcyon days when gravity could be reversed. It was minutes ago, and those halcyon days never existed in the first place. Well, I suppose we must simply put our faith in Mr. Sholmes and observe the area in more detail. Putting our faith in Mr. Sholmes is what gets us into these situations in the first place! Uh-huh. This is a gas balloon, isn't it? It's tiny, but it does seem to be a real balloon. Yes, I think you're right. I think it's helium that's heating it up. A green gas balloon. Why does that seem to ring a bell with me? If you can see, there are footprints on this balloon too. Look, oh yes, surely that's a clue, isn't it? Though, what it tells us, I'm not sure. It's hard to believe, but there's a shoe up there, look! Oh yes, and there are more footprints on the little balloon too. Plus the shoe was thrown up there and became lodged, do you think? If so, judging from the number of footprints, it must have been thrown up several times. Why would anyone be throwing shoes up on the ceiling, though? Okay, that's beyond me, I'm afraid.
Take that!
It's a shoe. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby shoe. And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. In other words, the aim was never the skylight at all, but the balloon. But for what purpose? A green balloon. That seems to be somewhat familiar data. There's a piece of green balloon envelope that Mr. Naruhodo that was found at the scene. And inside the green balloon, that Master Gotts claims he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was the second bird cage, the crux of the whole instantaneous King's deception. You mean to say, if we assume the balloon in here is a model of the one used on the day, there's a strong possibility that something may be concealed inside it. Something our absconder was desperately trying to retrieve before making a hasty getaway. But the balloon's out of reach, hence why he resorted to a projectile, namely the shoe. Most probably, Drebber intended to tear a hole in the envelope by assailing it with a shoe. However, his efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became the prisoner of those lofty heights. Oh dear, we desperately need to examine that balloon. If only there were some way we could see inside. You may recall I found this in the room earlier, what I believe offers a solution. Oh, the rope. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes has managed to bring the deduction back to the rope. Alright, I have to admit, that was clever. So we just throw the rope up to the balloon and pull it down to us on the ground, which is much easier than the denim, I feel. And it could take us a very long time as well. True, perhaps we need a more surefire method. In fact, we already have one, of course, don't we?
Take that!
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this crossbow? That was found at the scene, in fact. In all likelihood, belongs to Mr. Drebber. If the man had only brought it away with him, then he could have avoided losing a shoe at a much critical time as this. So, shall we? Your curiosity is deeply stirred, no doubt, my dear fellows. What is it that Enoch River has hidden inside that balloon? What? What the? A waxwork. It's the base of a waxwork head. Indeed it is. The waxwork head inside of a metal mask. A mask that's shut tight and fastened with a strong and quite impenetrable lock. So we can't see the face inside, that means. Okay, or the other way around. Just a moment. This is the head of a waxwork model? Does that mean... Oh, goodness. I see you've joined the dots, Mr. Sato. Excellent. Ah, of course, a headless waxwork model. In the case of the abducted Madame Tussbell's model that you largely solved, there's only the head of the killer that was still missing. Indeed it was. But I believe Madame Tussbell's will now have settled her sizable account with me. This, as you have now surmised, is the head of the infamous professor. Yes, but why is it here? This conclusively confirms my suspicions. This man also was stealing the professor from Madame Tussbell's and returning it sans tete earlier today was none other than Enoch Drebber. This is incredible. Professor Harebrain's case and waxwork abduction are inextricably linked by Enoch Drebber's workshop. Anyway, well, it appears our logical pleasure has come to the end, my dear fellows. All that remains is, yes, to speak with the architecture of this adventure. The architect? You mean Mr. Drebber? Oh, wow! Oh, the music has changed again, wow. As it seems quite impossible that he escaped you on the skylights. Obviously, the man must be still in here in this room. And his location should be abundantly clear. If you simply reflect on the journey we've made together during this deduction. So, Mr. Naruto, will you do the honors? Yes, of course. Mr. Drebber's hiding place must be the... You literally... If you need to hide, there's no better place than a wardrobe. I stand firmly by that. Yes, you had some experience at that yourself a year ago, didn't you? We'll find him in there. They'll be curled up in a ball, trembling and hungry. In fact, my own hand is trembling just to go out making the discovery. Never mind, Mr. Naruto. He could be hiding somewhere else, you know. No, he's totally in there. He's totally in there. Alright, Mr. Trevor. Come out! Oh. Not there, Mr. Naruto. But I don't understand. You could always climb inside yourself. Please don't mind us. Do go ahead. I know how fond you are of wardrobes. I'll think of something else. Thank you very much. Where is Mr. Trevor be hiding? I'm sure we've come across a clue that reveals the answer. I know it's a safe. Yes, it was when we deduced why all the furniture was heroes upside down, wasn't it? That gave us the answer, I'm sure. We're very close now, Mr. Naruto. I can sense it. Look at that mess in front of the safe. Yes, plans and account ledgers. Almost as if someone was in a hurry to empty the contents of the safe, in fact.
Take that!
Before we gained access to this back room, we heard noises from in here. Which tells us the engineer was still in the building at that point in time. He was in fact searching for the combination in his safe. And pressed for time, made no attempt to right the furniture that he overturned in the process, from which we can deduce that his search for the combination happened very recently indeed. In summary, Mr. Enoch Rubber is at the very moment inside the safe. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' brief deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. Wow, that last part was really cool. So, Mr. Naruto, I think perhaps it's time we ended the game of hide and seek, don't you? By opening the safe, you mean? What else? Let's see. The combination was 1432582. I knew that. Alright, here goes. Anna! You found me. Huh? He's a robot. He's a robot. He's a robot. Right, that's it. Mr. Drebber, I presume? Presume. Correct. You better start talking. You tricked Professor Hairbrain with that bogus machine you built. And you should have to explain the steps of the larger amount of spells as well. Well, whilst I would be delighted to answer your many questions, personally, I would advise that you deactivate my little parcel first. Deactivate your parcel? I refer, of course, to the time bomb. I left it in the most prominent position. I see. Stunned silence. You're all gearing up to die with me then? No! Mr. Sholmes, with only 7 seconds to spare. That's too close for comfort. I've got 1 foot in the grave already. Are you trying to help us get a killer or get us killed? Mr. Sholmes' deductions can be completely life-altering, can't they? Well, my dear fellows, that was a close shave. The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must say. Alright, see ya, Jonathan. Anti-gravity devices don't exist! Whew, I wouldn't push it, Mr. Sholmes. Oh my gosh, my hiccups! Why won't my hiccups go away? I might surprise you to learn that I'm actually a lawyer from the Eastern Empire of Japan. I detest lawyers. They wield so-called special powers and attempt to grind down our freedoms. Yes, let me be quite clear. I detest lawyers very much. Any chance to negatives make a positive? I can't believe we were nearly blown up. What was that? Sideways glance in aid of Mr. Naruto. I thought that usually meaning the movement of people's eyes was your specialty, Mr. Sholmes. Never mind that now. Let's see what Mr. Drebber has to say for himself. What on earth happened in here? You found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further. Everything in here is precisely what it seems. Yeah, well, we'll be getting you a thorough going over, don't you worry, Drebber. What fails to click with me is how you were able to locate my workshop. That I was not expecting.
When I heard whistling from the other room, I knew it was time to vote.
Whistling? Ah, that would have been me. Oh, for some reason, I woke in fine settle today. No words, just tightly squeezed chips. Clear, I must have a screw loose though, as I couldn't remember the combination for the safe. And another one, this is I couldn't remember which piece of furniture I'd written it down. We also found a rope over by the wall.
Yeah, I had hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was too short. So, I had set about looking for the combination code to open a safe.
And burning the incriminating blueprints, don't forget. Regrettably though, you failed to retrieve the head from the balloon among the rafters. And after that, you hid yourself inside the safe, having first set its parcel ticking.
Well, I had no intention of being nailed, but please.
Got a death wish, have ya? High and right beside a ticking time bomb.
Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside the safe? It's so ordinary. It's because I designed a dynamite explosion wouldn't leave a scratch on it.
So in fact, the safe was the only safe place.
Precisely.
But once you climb inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again.
I invite you to look more closely. The safe is held with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within.
Ah, so it is.
I had always intended to blow this place to smithereens. And again, I just wasn't thinking on my guts to go along and threw up my plans.
Do you mean to say you were planning to blow us all up?
No, that was unforeseen.
What do you mean?
Most people want you see when they see a ticking time bomb at their feet.
Ah,
I got you to die prepared to retreat for it, so they and then to die accordingly. I use any endless discourse in here through a banner in the works.
is something wrong, Rickson? Do I have something on my face? Besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth, and nose? Are we done yet? I think we have a fairly good idea what's going on here now. But what about the two incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Harebrain's instantaneous kinesis experiment at the Great Exhibition, and the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to.
It's no ordinary head, you know. It's the head of the professor. Glad to hear the myth. Glad in a math way that so wrong. I'm unable to overlook the way to reveal the killer's identity. I've been considering getting around as transaction after all.
That's enough. That's enough.
What's going on here, Gregson? I'm sure you're aware that I have sole jurisdiction to investigate here. Yes, well, Dr. Scythe again, so the forensic investigation team are here. And you know full well this engineer is a key witness. Why are you allowing this lawyer access to him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, you'd be finished. You lot, leave at once. My dear madam, there's no need for such threatening, I assure you. After all, that's no way to greet an old acquaintance, isn't it, Dr. Scythe? Hello, Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes knows Dr. Scythe? If it's protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face, you are quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a shell. You get out! But of course, we'll show ourselves at the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Naruhodo, yes? It would appear that our delightfully entertaining investigations have run their course for today. What? Mr. Sholmes? Let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands. I said get out. Now, all of you. Your presence here is not required either, Gregson. Understood. But I'll say one thing before I head off. If it wasn't for this lawyer and its companions, we'd never have found this place, and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. There's a time bomb set in here that this lot disarmed. Inspector? Something giving you a chuckle, has it, Drebber?
So sorry, didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. You did as long as I'm up, didn't you? Yes, you did deserve that one.
What are you... That one? Yeah, you mean... Guys? Oh no! It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage of the Great Exhibition. Such a harebrained invention, and all of its secrets were blown away forever. Holy crap! What an explosive ending. Anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight. I was gonna do some other thing, but this went on for a lot longer than I anticipated. So, we're gonna call it here for tonight. But, anyway, so... Oops. We're writing